Hi, welcome to Fusion Kitchen. My name is Christine De Silva. I'm also an author and I've written a number of books. I've just released my latest book, Kiss of the Black Mamba. If you're interested, please check out the description box below. Today I'm making a Christmas fruit cake. Now, the Christmas fruit cake traces back to ancient Rome. Then it goes on to spread to medieval Europe where a plum porridge was invented. And finally, we got the ice Christmas cake in the Victorian era. So let's start. First, we take about 1 cup of mixed fruit and quarter cup of golden raisins. Don't use black raisins, use golden raisins, and half cup of rum. And we're going to soak the fruit in this half cup of rum. You can soak it for up to 1 week. Now preheat the oven to 160 to 180 degrees Celsius. Always bake the Christmas cake on low. Now in a bowl, I have taken about 1 cup of butter. It should be soft, that is 200 grams of butter. Then I've added 1 cup of castor brown sugar. I've made the brown sugar castor so that it's easier to incorporate. And I've used 4 eggs. Use normal 4 eggs. And I've beaten it with an electric whisk till the mixture becomes soft and creamy and quite light and fluffy. This is important for a more softer cake with a better texture. So take your time. Now in another bowl, I have sifted 2 cups of maida. Sifting is important for a lighter cake. I have added 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now the reason for adding this cocoa powder is to give the cake a more darker appearance. The brown sugar does give it a dark appearance, but if you want an even dark appearance and a slightly enhanced flavor, the cocoa powder does serve a good use. Now I've added the spices like 1 teaspoon cinnamon powder, half teaspoon nutmeg and quarter teaspoon cardamom powder. Do not skip the spices, they do give a better flavor to the cake. Also see that the fruit is chopped finely and not too thick. When you use it, it shouldn't be too big. I've taken about 2 tablespoons of flour and I've added now to the chopped fruit and the raisins which are mixed with the rum, because this will help it not to settle down when the cake is being baked. This is an important step, always tossing the fruit with a little flour before you add it to the batter. Now this batter is the butter, the brown sugar and the eggs. Now we have added the wet to the dry ingredients. We have to use a spatula because if we use an electric whisk, the fruit bits and the raisins will get pureed and we don't want that. We want the fruit bits and the raisins to be seen. Mix well with the spatula till it is all well incorporated. This will take some time. Check there are no flour bits in the batter. It should be very well incorporated, especially as you're not using an electric whisk, which makes things easier. Now as you can see, because of the addition of the brown sugar and the cocoa powder, that is 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, you will see that the batter is becoming dark. And that is what we were looking for, a darker batter. We are going to add this batter to a cake pan, that is about an 8-inch cake pan. This is the best cake pan to use, an 8-inch cake pan, which is lined with parchment and you can lightly grease it. Please note, just because I've used 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and it doesn't mean that you're going to get a chocolate flavor. It just enhances the fruit cake, but you definitely will not get a chocolate flavor to the cake. Okay, now I've tapped it also. I've smoothed the sides, I've smoothed the top, and I've kept it in the preheated oven. As I've said before, you must cook a fruit cake on low temperature. 160 to 180 is just right. Now you remove it, and once it is slightly cool but still warm, we're going to take a fork and we're going to prick it on the surface, and then we're going to add rum. Because we have used holes, the rum is going to seep through. Say about 3 tablespoons of rum. Don't use too much, it might get a bit soggy. Then while it is still warm, I've overturned the cake to the smoother side, that is the bottom side, and I've pricked it with the fork. And then again I've added about 2 to 3 tablespoons of rum. This is also very important because not only does it enhance the flavor of the cake, but also the rum serves to keep the fruitcake fresher for a longer period of time, so that it is edible for a longer period of time, for almost 2 weeks, if not more. Now once this is done, we are going to decorate it. Now you can use things like fondant, you can use marzipan, but what I've done is I've just used a stencil of a Christmas tree, place it in the middle, and then I've sifted. It is very important that you have to sift so that the icing sugar becomes very fine on top. Then I've removed this stencil of a paper Christmas tree, and as you can see, you get a cake decoration. Then also, to give it a more festive look, I've used a red silk ribbon and I've tied it around, cut and serve. Here's wishing you a Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.